Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibs87 here again, and welcome to another video here on the new island that just came out today, Anachronia, or the Land Out of Time. For this video, I'm going to be doing a bit of a guide on the new Big Game Hunter. So I'm going to be doing the level 75, 55 Slayer hunter creatures, the Scimitops or Scimitops, whatever you want to call it. I did one session of the Arcane Apoterrasaurs or something, just to learn how to do it a bit myself. And now I'm going to head there. So this is the base camp. I have the lodestone unlocked, so I'm going to head over there now from here. And I would highly recommend getting the lodestone right away. Just put some people on clay, and you can get it quite quickly. Right now I'm saving up some stone for the bank chest, and then I'll be all set to go on to building the buildings from there. But I'm going to take the agility course to get here. You can walk if you aren't able to do the agility course obstacles. I don't exactly know the level requirements for each section of the course here, so you'll have to figure that out for yourself. I don't know if those are listed anywhere just yet, but I know that if you have 85 or higher, you'll have no problem doing the same route as I am doing. And these require one raw sailfish as bait. And you can basically do a session of 5 catches or hunts or whatever you want to call it before you have to wait an hour cooldown to hunt that same monster or creature again. So you can go ahead and bring 5 of these and you'll be all set with that amount for catching 5 of them, as long as you don't mess it up. I think it should be 5, or you might actually need 6. That's one of those creatures that I have not done yet, and you might actually need 6. I'm not sure. I guess I'll find out from here, but I think 5 is good enough. I'm not sure how it works because you need to use 2 for the first catch. But here we are. This is where the creature I'm going to be hunting is. It looks pretty dope, the Scimitops. So I assume it works the same for all of the monsters. Otherwise, this is going to be wrong. But pretty much I'll go over the arena to start here. And this is something I found on Reddit for like how you like the kind of the method. But I figured it'd be easier for people if I did a video on how it looks. So each arena has 3 piles of rubble, and these are basically what you use to build your I don't know what they're called, ballistas, I guess. And then it also has this middle platform where you build the pressure pad and place your bait when you're done loading the ballistas. There's also around here some trees that you need to cut in order to get logs, and you can use those logs to make spears for loading the ballistas with. And there's also, I'm not sure where it is on this one, but there's also some bushes that you use to chop vines and use those vines to build the ballistas as well. And you use logs as well for those. So let's go ahead and quick start our encounter here. And I believe there's a chance for you to get more than one guy, but we only have one here. So there's a patch of tall grass on all of these where you can hide in, and it won't come after you at all. Or like, it can come after you, but it won't see you if you're in these patches of tall grass. So use those to your advantage when you're cutting your spears or stuff like that. This is what the vine bush looks like. And these things have a pretty set path where they'll just go around in a pretty much set path. Like I said, you can observe it from the vines if you want to learn it. And then when they roar, they will reverse direction and go in the opposite way through the path. So what you want to do for your first run through of the 5, so each 5 is like you kind of do them in sets of 5, and each time they renew. And also you definitely want to bring bladed dive and surge as well as mobile if you have it. It's pretty important to have, though. I would say it's almost a requirement, at least to have bladed dive, if not mobile as well. And you saw he roared there and switched directions. Sorry I didn't mention that at the beginning, but I'll probably try and put it in there somewhere. So you want to cut 3 vines from the vine bush, and in whatever way you can. And then you want to cut 9 logs from the tree here. And that'll be all you need for your first rotation. And he's going to come over here, so I'm going to quickly get in the bush to hide. And if you get in the radius when you're not safe, then it'll slowly start changing color, and the more close it gets to red, and it'll slowly turn red, and once you get red. Once it turns red, you kind of fail, and the monster will you'll basically run away and have to start over. But that does count as one of your attempts for the session. So yeah, that's important to know. So we have 5 logs here. We need 4 more. He should be roaring soon, but we're going to go ahead and hide just in case. The other one I did was a bit easier to... Okay, so now he's going to roar in reverse direction. The other one I did was a bit easier to hide sort of off to the edges of the map. Each one of these arenas is obviously going to have its different pros and cons of where you want to hide, but this is just the basics of what you need to do to catch one. So now we have 7 logs. We need 2 more. And I think you want to avoid having the furnace perk. I have furnace on this hatchet. I should be using a different hatchet because that burning some of these logs that I need. But now we're going to head over to the grass and fletch ourselves 5 spears out of these logs that we've got. And even if you're standing in the grass when you're fletching, you won't be seen. And then there'll be these poison frogs around the area, and you want to extract their poison to see which one of them is going to be effective against your animal. And this will change every session, but not between kills in a session. So you basically want to remember this, and you can either take 1 of each or take 2 of one and 1 of the other 2, because then either way you'll know. And then you should have 2 spears left over to finish it off with once you're done. So once you have the spears and the vines and the logs, you're going to want to start building the rubble up. And you want to build each of the 3 rubbles and the middle pressure plate. And you also want to load each of these with a spear. So we're going to build these up. And it's best to... how the hell did that happen? It's best to try and follow the animal from behind, building each one up as you go. And if you need to, you can dip out into the grass to hide. But the middle one is sometimes a bit problematic, but what you can do is kind of like build it a little bit. You don't have to build it straight through like I just did there. Like you can build it some and then move over to a different side and build it some more. So it's right on the edge here, but the middle one takes the longest. And I think I'm going to be safe. He'll probably see me a little bit, but that's fine. And he's probably about to roar soon, so I should be good to arm this one. And then you just arm each of these ballistas. Maybe he isn't going to roar, but I should be able to finish this. You arm each ballista with a spear, or I guess they call them scorpions, but whatever. And then once you have that all done, you then bait the pressure plate in the middle. And for your first kill, it's important to pay attention to the cutscene that'll happen, because you need to see which color of the damage deals 30,000 damage. So there's going to be 2 colors for me. If you did all 3, there'll be 3 colors, and that's basically the indicative of the poison that is on it. So let's go ahead and bait this thing, and we will watch the cutscene. The animal will basically walk up to the pressure plate, eat the food, and then step on the pressure plate, and then the ballistas will shoot him. So watch closely, and we will see. Once he eats the food, pressure plate snaps, and we hit 15,000 with the blues and 7.5k with the reds. So that means that the 30k hit is from the yellow ones. So what we want to do now on this second rotation is go ahead and get fill these last 2 spears basically with the poison of the frog that is the best. So the golden frog is the best for this one. It can be any of the 3. Just watch that cutscene, and you can see which one it is. So since the 2 that I used weren't the best, that means the remaining one, the golden frog, is the best. And you go ahead and you grab the poison from those frogs, because as you can see, it has 52.5k health left, and that is enough to kill with just 2 spears of 30k each. And then you load. He'll have destroyed one of your ballistas, so you need to just ignore that pretty much and arm the other 2. I actually might be missing a log. I might have not gotten enough logs. I think you need a log to build this, right? Yeah. So I don't know if I only grabbed 8 logs or what I did, but you can go ahead and the Arcane guy is out of hiding again. And hopefully I get this soon. Okay. I'm just going to dive into the grass here. Oh, I got stunned. I guess if it walks on top of you, you get stunned, but since I was in the grass, that was fine. I might have gotten 8 logs by accident. You do need 9 logs, 5 for spears, Or well, no, you do need one more log. Maybe you need 10 logs. Sorry about that. I'm not 100% sure. But I'll put some stuff on the screen. And then you rebuild the pressure plate, and then you bait it. Even though you've not set up all your traps, you don't care. You're just going to bait it, and then it will die, pretty much. And that's the first rotation. So what you want to know, now that you know, so now I know the golden frog is the poison for this one, and the next rotations are a bit easier and they're a bit faster because you can do them in one, because they have 90,000 health. So you just get 3 spears, load them all up with the best poison, and then you can kill it in one rotation. So once you kill it, you can walk up and skin it, and then you'll get the loot. I don't really know what loot there is for. They all have different loot tables, but they all will always give you some dinosaur bones and some of the scales, and each of them has their own type of meat that they will give. And they have a chance of giving a not damaged dinosaur hide, which I think is the one that you use to make the new armor, I'm pretty sure. And then these scales are also used to make the new armor. And this meat is actually important because you need it for some other things. Like I think you need it for the higher level monsters to hunt. Like that's their bait. And then the bones are actually worth like 8k each right now, which isn't bad. And then they have, you know, some random extra drop. So they'll all drop some type of meat. They're the dinosaur bones, a hide, and the scales. And then they each have, I think, variable drops of something else that you can get. So once you've done your first rotation, I don't know where the bait thingy is. Oh, it's over there. You just head back to the bait thing, and you can quick start another encounter. I think if you leave, I'm not sure what happens if you leave before doing all of yours, but you'll have to, you know, probably, if it runs away, like since the Arcane Raptos, whatever the hell, the other thing that I caught already is now back. Previously it was the blue frog, but now I'll have to go back and do that first cycle again and figure out what the best frog is for that one. And then I can, you know, obviously use it and do it the same way I'm about to do this one. So I'll show this full rotation as well, and it doesn't want to give me the vine. You don't really need to be that quick with it, to be honest, like getting out of its circle. You have, to be honest, a decent amount of time to get away, but the thing is faster than you, so you can't just outrun it. So just be aware of that. You either need to go in the opposite direction it's coming from, or you need to, you know, bladed dive, surge, all that to get away from it. So let's see, we have this tree. It looks like we have one over there. Damn, that's not very good. I guess I'll go over to this one because he's headed that way right now. See, look, I was in its circle there for a sec. It just turned a little green, and that's not a big deal. Actually, it'll probably go like all the way over here and then hopefully roar, and then I'll be able to do that. I'll just be able to chill here. But for this second one, you only need 7 logs. Yeah, it did roar. So you only need 7 logs this time, and because you only need 3 spears, and you don't need to do 2 rotations of the centerpiece. So we got our 7 logs. We're going to head over to the grass now, and conveniently this is right near the golden frogs that we need. So we're going to fletch ourselves 3 spears, and basically you grab the poison from the frogs that were the best on the first kill. Make sure you have your 3 vines, build the stuff, and then build the middle, lure the middle, and it'll die. And you basically repeat that for the remaining 4 kills after your initial kill, and then you can go ahead and go to a different one if you'd like, or wait the hour until the one that you want to hunt comes back. I'm not sure which one's best to hunt at the moment. This is just the guide on how to actually do it. I do quite like it. I think it's quite fun, and it's cool. It's kind of like a skilling boss encounter almost, which is pretty sweet. I think they did a good job with it. I'm hoping it's decent XP, or at least worthwhile for money. I'm not sure if it will be or not, because obviously all the hunter training methods got nerfed on their XP, so I'm not sure how this stacks up against the old methods with their nerfed rates, but we'll have to wait and see when people do like the calculations and people get like pretty efficient at doing these. Like I'm pretty sure this run that I've done right here has been decently fast for, you know, what it is. I'm not, you know, trying to be like optimal on everything I'm doing, but this is what I was talking about before. Like since it was kind of coming over there, I can just walk around the center and have no problem getting into a spot where it doesn't see me and finish building my thing. And this is about to be a problem, I think. Yeah, I can't do that. So that's fine though. Like you don't lose the spear until you finish loading it, so you shouldn't have any issues with leaving in the middle of your loading or whatever. So as you can see, it's really not like that was nowhere near catching me. So it's really not that hard to avoid in my experience so far. And then I just bait this up and now it is dead. So that completes the encounter. So after your first run through, it is much faster because you have the spear that you know is, or the poison that you know is correct, and you can just instantly kill it with all 3 of them at once. So as we will see, down he goes, and we have finished our second one. And like I've said before, you can do this 5 times for each before you have to wait. So what I would say is what you want to definitely bring as a kind of a synopsis here. Bring, I think a hatchet would probably affect how fast you get stuff, but I'm not sure. But you'd want to bring a good hatchet without furnace on it. And you see I got blue dragon hide this time alongside the other stuff. You'd want to bring a good hatchet without furnace on it. You'd want to bring bladed dive. And I brought my Drygor rapier, but I didn't realize I have the hatchet. So you want to bring an offhand alongside your hatchet for bladed dive. And then if you have it, bring something with mobile on it. That would be very helpful to bring. And then bring 6 of the bait that you need for the monster that you are going to be killing or hunting, whatever. I'll put in the description all of the baits that you need for the various ones, just so you guys can know, and the level requirements for each. So that will make it a bit easier if you're trying to do the best one or whatever you want. But you can see here what the levels are. So there's 3 of them that are level 75. I guess that giant dinosaur is level 75. But the 3 at level 75 require different raw fish. So sharks. This one requires sailfish, and then that one is manta rays. Then the next one up requires the meat of one of the lower ones. And I think so do these ones. Yeah, the 85 requires the Arcane guy, and this level 90 requires the one that I'm hunting right now. And then, like, the best one requires, what is it? Spicati Apoterrasaur meat, which is this level 81 here. So they do require, like, only the lowest level ones require raw fish, and then everything else requires meat from the other ones. But I will put a full list in the description for that. And if I can find a map of where they're all located, I'll try to put that in there as well. But from what I know, this is the one that I'm hunting right now with the sailfish, and then over here is the Arcane one that I hunted before that requires raw sharks, if I believe. So, yeah, that is just about everything you need to know for what I know right now about Big Game Hunter. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. But I feel like this visual guide might make it a bit easier for some people who may be struggling with the new activity. I really enjoy it. I think it's pretty cool. It'll be interesting to see how the XP rates work out and how much these meats actually settle at, because some of the higher level meats are really expensive right now. So we'll have to see how much they actually end up being. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this little video, you guys. I'm going to do some more videos tonight about some other aspects of the island as well. Let me know if there's anything specific you want to see, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.